Curtis Stevens, Jay Calderon Boxing Talk, Brooklyn, Brownsville.
What's up, y'all? It's Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we're about to bring you this week's Boxing Talk. Over the past weekend, I was able to go to Las Vegas, Nevada for the big fight weekend between Canelo Alvarez and Amir Khan. And it was a fight that I got to tell you that Golden Boy put on an excellent event, starting off on Friday with the live weigh-in outside of the new T-Mobile Arena, and it was a beautiful event where a lot of celebrities were on hand and a lot of boxing fans came out to see the live weigh-in and also to see live boxing that was set up outside in front of the arena by Golden Boy Promotions for all the boxing fans. And on Saturday night, I was inside the T-Mobile Arena, and it's a huge venue. This is bigger than the MGM Grand and also the Mandalay Bay. I believe that this is going to be the home of boxing in Las Vegas for many years to come because it is an excellent arena. Now, there was a lot of people that came out for this event, but there was also a lot of seats that were available, and yours truly was able to upgrade his seats by going down a few levels. Now, we started off the evening with Brooklyn's own Curtis Stevens putting on a knockout performance against middleweight prospect Patrick Teixeira. This young man was stepping up for the first time against a veteran fighter, and he did not pass the test. Stevenson, who is now working with John David Jackson, came in there and looked very good in this fight against this young fighter.
I be cooling niggas off like an AC. 1 minute you're hot, the next minute you're not. Drop the album, nobody copped it. Nobody believed in your game. Without the balls, don't wave. Funny how niggas turn funny style.
So my hat's off to Curtis Stevenson. Hopefully he could get another big fight down the road, perhaps against somebody like David Lemieux. That would be an interesting fight between those two right there. Now, also on that card, we had from East Los Angeles, Frankie Gomez making his step up against veteran Mauricio Herrera. Now, this was a good fight from this young man right here, that it was his coming out party, finally overcoming the struggles that he has been going throughout his career since he's turned pro. A lot of people have been talking about this kid since the amateur days. Now in his biggest fight, he put on a very good, strong performance against Mauricio Herrera, a guy that a lot of people do not look good against. And my hat's off to this young man. He had a lot of crowd support on hand that came from Los Angeles, California to give him support, and he didn't disappoint them at all. He won the unanimous 10-round decision against Herrera, and now hopefully he can stay disciplined enough so he can move on to bigger and better things in that weight class. Now, the co-feature of the evening was former middleweight champion David Lemieux, who I predicted would stop Glenn Tapia in the 4th round. And Tapia tried to use the blueprint of what Glennie Golovkin did. He was trying to box and use that jab, but he fell behind on the scorecards when David Lemieux dropped him in the 4th round very hard, almost knocked him out of the ring. Glenn Tapia got up, but he looked like he collected himself well, and he didn't seem to be hurt. But his corner got on the ring apron, and they wanted the fight called off. It was very unfortunate that Glenn Tapia didn't have an opportunity to try to continue, even though we all knew that the end would probably be near if David Lemieux was able to get to him and finish him off. So David Lemieux is now being rumored for a possible opponent for Canelo Alvarez. That's a fight that I do not like at all because it's just another fight for Canelo Alvarez to feed off of that Golden Boy would like to push before they make a Triple G fight. But the main event of the evening was a very good fight. And there's a lot of criticism from a lot of boxing fans, you know, calling Amir Khan a bum. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. This guy did something that a lot of fighters would not do today. This guy who fight on Showtime and also on PBC and is affiliated with Al Heyman crossed the barrier to fight on HBO and to also make a deal with Golden Boy Promotions, who has a lawsuit pending against Al Heyman. This man stepped up 2 weight classes to face a bigger fighter that outweighed them by at least 20 pounds in Canelo Alvarez. And he put on a better performance than a lot of people expected from him and boxed beautifully against Canelo Alvarez. Using his hand speed and his boxing skills, he moved very well in that ring. He did not run from Canelo Alvarez. He was able to use that lateral movement. I wish he used more of the jab in that fight because he has the longer reach. But I gotta tell you, seeing it on TV and seeing it live is two different things. Amir Khan is very fast. lightning fast, and he was able to get off those quick combinations and also show pretty good defense before the knockout, where he was able to slip a lot of those big punches that Canelo Alvarez was loading up on and winging shots from time to time. Now, I don't care what the judges had on their scorecards, because we know that in this game, the politics of boxing, there's a lot of corruption. And these judges, once again, were favoring Canelo Alvarez if it would have went to the scorecard. Now, I had it 4 rounds to 1. Some people had it 3 rounds to 2 for Khan. But no matter how you see it, a lot of fans in that arena and also boxing experts felt that Amir Khan was ahead on the scorecards and was winning the fight up to the point of the knockout. In the 5th round, I started seeing Canelo Alvarez closing the gap, getting a little closer and starting to get his shots in. And in that 6th round, he landed a beautifully timed right hand that it was a crushing, brutal knockout, and Amir Khan was out. It was basically a Ricky Hatton finish for Amir Khan. I want to take the time out to give respect to Canelo Alvarez, because after that knockout, he walked over and went on his knees with a look of concern and compassion for the man that he just wasted.
And Kenny Bayless is stopping the fight. And Canelo Alvarez is the first one there. Canelo Alvarez may have knocked Khan.
Us boxing fans like to criticize these fighters for fighting easy opponents, but this sport is unforgiving. And these fighters step into the ring and put their lives on the line every time they lace up those gloves. And especially on this level right here, these fighters that take that type of punch don't wake up sometimes. You got guys like Nick Blackwell and also Pritchard Colon that had scary moments in that square circle. So you boxing fans, every time you guys criticize these fighters, you got to remember that these guys, day in and day out, put the blood, sweat, and tears in that boxing gym to prepare for war, to step into that ring, and it could be the last time that they ever step out of that ring alive, to see their families or to even to continue their career. One of my favorite fighters of all time, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, was also a welterweight that moved up in weight, and he didn't have a great chin. This guy had good boxing skills, a tremendous knockout punch, and he has a very good jab. But when he stepped up against quality fighters, he got knocked out. When he fought against Marvin Hagler, he was blown away by the bigger man after a ferocious 3 rounds. When Oscar De La Hoya moved up to the 160-pound division to face Bernard Hopkins, he got knocked out with 1 punch to the body. If you look at Amir Khan's resume, you know that this man is willing to face anyone. He has no fear. And for people to say that he took this fight on just a payday is ridiculous, because he stood to make more money in England at Wimbledon Stadium with like 80,000 fans to face Kell Brook. He would have been the favorite and a less riskier fight and make more money than what he made with Canelo Alvarez. There are reports that are saying that Amir Khan could possibly make $13 million for this fight. But that's if the pay-per-view numbers do very well. And we still do not know what those numbers are. Yes, Amir Khan made a very good payday, but he stepped into that ring because he knew that Canelo Alvarez was a big risk and he wanted the glory. He dared to be great, and he came up short. But he gave us 6 rounds of an excellent performance. People thought that he would get blown out in 2 rounds, but he was able to box very well and give an exciting fight, and it ended with a spectacular knockout for Canelo Alvarez. Now, we hope that Canelo, the tough talk that he was talking at his post-fight interview, that he is not afraid of Triple G. I believe that this man is not afraid of anyone. Canelo Alvarez is willing to step into that ring and face the very best. just like Amir Khan. But the problem is that Golden Boy has a very huge investment in him, and they would like to prolong this fight a little longer and marinate it so it could become a lot bigger by next year. But let's hope that the boxing fans and the WBC puts that pressure on them so that they can make this fight this year in 2016, hopefully in September, because it's a fight that the fans are demanding, and we would love to see if Triple G is all hype or if he is the real deal. Canelo Alvarez is a favorite to win that fight, but many boxing fans, including myself, believe that Triple G has that amateur pedigree and is a very strong middleweight that could possibly beat Canelo Alvarez if they meet sometime this year. So we have to wait and see if Golden Boy is willing to make that fight and risk their investment of Canelo Alvarez stepping into the ring with Gennady Golovkin. I would like to thank all the boxing fans out there in Las Vegas that showed me love, and also all the people that I got to meet. It was a great experience. I got my first exclusive interview with trainer Joel Diaz. So check that out on my YouTube channel, Jay Calderon Boxing Talk, and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram and join that Facebook boxing group page. I'm Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment. Thanks for your support. Keep watching and subscribe.